Hi everybody, my name is James Michael Nichols and I'm the editor for HuffPost Queer Voices. I'm joined today by Milk and Shangela from the upcoming season of RuPaul's Drag Race All-Stars. What a treat!
Yeah, thank you for having us.
Thank you for joining me. You both look fabulous.
Thank you.
Thank you.
If you're not wearing nails, you're not doing drag.
Oh my god, I didn't even see. I love it. Well, I know I'm extremely excited about the upcoming season of All-Stars. I just learned 22 straight weeks of drag coming up with All-Stars in season 10.
Oh, Jesus.
So I guess we should all get ready, huh?
Until it's 52, I am not going to be satisfied.
There you go.
52
weeks of drag.
Right. Well, why don't we start out by talking about you individually as artists?
Cool.
Milk, since the last season that you were on, I know that you've been in quite a few fashion campaigns, things of that nature. Why don't you kind of walk me through your career since the last time we heard from you?
Well, I've had the opportunity to do a bunch of stuff with some of my idols, really. I mean, working with Marc Jacobs, I'd worked for Marc Jacobs, the company, before going on Drag Race, and so Drag Race really just helped launch my visibility, honestly. So he saw who I was, and then he was just like, wow, you're pretty cool. Let's have you in one of my campaigns. And then same thing, like, I just recently shot for the spring Vivienne Westwood campaign.
Oh my god,
and so,
amazing.
Yeah. It's like Vivienne Westwood. But yeah, so, I mean, it's funny what people can say, just like, oh, you're not doing real drag, like, you don't do drag anymore, like, what are you doing? And he's just doing modeling stuff. And it's like, well, the reason I'm being noticed for all this stuff is because of who I am as a drag queen. And so I think drag comes first for all of us, and it's part of the reason that we are where we are. And so, since season 6, I've been able to do a lot of amazing things. I feel very grateful.
Madonna. Tell about Madonna.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, what happened?
Thank you. You should be my publicist.
Okay, we're hiring.
And I mean, recently I was the face of Madonna's new skincare line.
Oh my god,
yeah,
congratulations.
thank you. Yeah. So, I mean, bunch of cool stuff. And I'm very... I think each of us as queens has a different trajectory, and to be able to sort of gladly take part in mine is really awesome.
It's very nice.
Sure.
Shangela, I know we've seen quite a bit of you on television over the past few years. Why don't you talk to us a bit about that?
X-Files.
Since season 2 of RuPaul's since season 2 and 3, I'm awake, of RuPaul's Drag Race. I've been very excited to work in a lot of television and film, in scripted and unscripted shows like Two Broke Girls and Glee and Community and Bones. Like she said, I beat down an alien with my purse on the X-Files. And then, movies like Hurricane Bianca. We just finished filming Hurricane Bianca 2.
Nice.
I just finished filming a role in the new Lady Gaga Bradley Cooper film, A Star Is Born. Should come out in October. Worked on music and just went the full gamut as far as I could in my world that I wanted to be in. I worked with icons of my favorite, Jennifer Lewis, obviously in a YouTube series called Jennifer Lewis and Shangela, and just hoping to continue to expand on that and continue working. Because it's not, like Milk said, it's not, they recognize us because of our role and our part in RuPaul's Drag Race and being part of that legacy, but you still have to go out there and do the work.
Right.
Yeah.
Roles just don't come handed to me. I have to go audition for them. She doesn't get campaigns just because she's Milk. She also has to have the look and all that. So we hope to, inspire everyone from our journey since Drag Race to go out there and do the work.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Totally.
Yes.
If you're just joining us, I'm James Michael Nichols, and I'm joined by Shangela and Milk of the upcoming season of RuPaul's Drag Race All-Stars. Leave us your questions, your comments. We're going to get to a Q&A portion here in a little bit from viewers, so let us know what your thoughts are. I'd like to segue a little bit to talk about an emerging conversation, I think, this week among Drag Race fans and connoisseurs of drag about kind of mental health in the drag community. Katya kind of came out this week and said she's taken a hiatus from drag, some time to work on herself. Much love to her. I would love to hear your kind of headspace surrounding that and maybe your thoughts about, personal challenges you've had, ways you've overcome, kind of things of that nature.
I mean, I think for myself, I've always when you live your life performing as one being, you almost forget who the other part of you is. So for me, like, sometimes I forgot who Dan was because Milk was... Dan is my boy name. Because
I was like, who is Dan? I forgot Dan too.
Oh, I'm glad we could laugh. No, so I mean, sometimes I would forget my Dan when Milk was so just all over the place and like doing all this stuff, and so for me, it's sometimes it's a little difficult to like get yourself level-headed and understand who you are as a person, that you aren't just this person that people write to on Twitter and say, you know, F me with a rake, mom. You know, it's just like that's not being a human being.
Right.
Like we're these iconic figures that people have to understand. Things take a toll on us, and if we are just working and working and working and working, there's a break is oftentimes needed.
Right.
And I mean, you should talk to all of us. Like, as soon as we have a vacation, we throw the drag.
What is that? A vacation?
We throw the drag in a closet.
And going on what you said, I think it's very important to know yourself and to listen to yourself and your body. And I've worked with Katya recently filming Hurricane Bianca 2, and I know that she's been nonstop since her time on RuPaul's Drag Race and RuPaul's Drag Race All-Stars. So, and I've done it to myself to a point where you just work so much, you just exhaust the body. I used to not think when people went to hospital for exhaustion, I'm like, girl, please, you're rich. What do you mean exhaustion? Yeah. For artists, but it's truly a thing, because you have to learn. In corporate world, they have a thing called that they try to emphasize as work-life balance. Right. When you're an entertainer, a lot of times your work is your life. So you forget to make a balance in there, to take time for yourself. So I know we both wish Katya all the best, because she's a good friend of ours, and the most important thing is that she has listened to her body and to her soul and knows when to say, you know what, I'm going to take a quick break. That doesn't mean she's going anywhere, but it does mean she's taking a break for herself, and we should all love and respect that and send her well wishes.
Yeah. Right, and I think as queer people, we should be able to have authentic conversations about mental health,
personal
well-being, kind of self-care.
Right, like I mean, growing up in this sort of New York City nightlife scene, I've had many friends who have struggled with anxiety and depression, and because our job is to be on and be this character that makes people excited and makes people happy, that sometimes takes a toll on us. And when we're out at a club drinking, some doing drugs, like there's no option to talk to somebody about your issues. And so to be able to be vocal about what you're going through and connect with people who may also be going through that, I think is very important.
And I'm very close with my friend Jennifer Lewis, who has been very vocal. She has a new book out called The Black Mother of Hollywood, and in it she talks a lot about her battle and her journey with mental illness and bipolar disorder. And the most important thing she says, and I've heard her say, is that the first step is saying, I need help. And being able to do it. And even if you say that to yourself, I need help, and I'm going to take the steps to get the help that I need. That's the most important thing. And so I support anyone who does that.
Very nice. We are getting a request for a close-up of Milk's makeup.
Yeah, zoom.
Yeah, get the nails in there, girl.
Wait, I'm not wearing nails here, but I'm wearing nails on my face.
Get Shangela while you're in there, too. She looks great.
Oh, yes, going in. All that. I'm not wearing nails either. I'm wearing gloves. I have nails.
I'd love to segue off that a little bit too, and maybe talk a bit about, in the last season of Drag Race, there was a really large conversation about kind of online bullying of girls on the show and kind of the relationship that fans have with the girls. I'd love to hear your thoughts about the ways that fans can maybe engage in a more healthy manner with girls on the show, or just kind of have healthy relationships in general.
I mean, I usually don't. I mean, I take part in Instagram, but that's pretty much it. I usually don't engage. I just like putting content out there that either people love or they may hate, and just like give it to them as it goes. But like, I mean, some fans like go above and beyond, like outrageous, just being rude and conniving and hateful, and I can't understand where that could come from. I don't. Do you know? I
Well,
don't.
you know, I think that that social media has given us a great opportunity to be so connected to our fans. That was the positive on the side. You know, we get to like get real time feedback from them and all that. There are what people call internet trolls out there who will drag the girls for any little thing. And what that teaches you, at least what it's taught me, is to build up that arsenal of love for yourself and not always look for acceptance or support from everyone. Everyone's not gonna like you. That's just the real deal Holyfield of it, okay? But don't get caught up in all the negativity out there. I used to respond occasionally because someone would get me. I'd get a lovely, you know, right after season 3 especially. Oh yes, did that, lovely girl. And then when the girls would read me on the show, I was also getting read online. And sometimes I want to explain myself, not necessarily fight with someone, but I'd be like, hey, you don't know what happened, or, you know, whatever. And then one fan said it to me best. She said, Shangela, I sent you a message telling you I love you, but you responded to the girl that was rude to you. And that showed me, you know what, I need to spend more time focusing on the people that love me, that show me love and support and give me good vibes, because that's what I want to give to everybody, good vibes. I don't want to engage in negativity. Girl, let's just keep it moving. So that's what I kind of learned from that fan, and just have since then kept it moving.
That's beautiful. Well, girl, right now you're getting a lot of love in the comments, both of you. People love what you're saying. Maybe a little bit more of a fun question. What's the most iconic lip sync in Drag Race history?
I have mine. I know. Season 4, Dita Ritz, and Princess. It was
Natalie
Cole. What's the song?
She's Spanish. Yes. This will be.
And Dita Ritz is in the bob in that gold number, and she is just shaking that bob. Oh God, it's so good. Most iconic lip sync for me.
Yes, I would have to say most iconic lip sync. Most memorable, at least to me, is when Mimi on First in India were lip syncing against each other, and Mimi picked her up and put that woman on her back, and we were in the back like, put her down, you're gonna drop her, because the stage is hard. Trust me, I've fallen on it enough times. So yeah, that was pretty iconic to me. Maybe not in Flowers and Love, but I didn't forget it.
Why don't we finish up by you talking a little bit about what we can expect from you this season?
Okay.
I mean, for me, just more of what I was doing on season 6, and I mean, coming from season 6 now to when I was on season 6, I did not think I was going. I went in with just like, I'm not going to win. I'm just here to have fun. But All Stars, like, I mean, since being on season 6, I've built up such like a performance quality and just confidence in general. And so just more of my looks from season 6, and all around just fabulosity.
Yeah. Well, I'm going in the door. As you have seen, the entrances are out. I just feel like from season 2 and 3, I was a baby in drag. I've been doing drag for 5 months on 2, 1 year on 3. And now, being able to travel the world, learn from so many people, and YouTube, thank you, YouTube, I feel like going back in the room, I'm like Beyonce says, a grown woman, okay? And so that's what I want to give. And, you know, going into the room, I've always just wanted to keep this in my mind. No matter how far I go, I want to make the most of every moment. And that's how I feel where to go in here. I feel like, you know, I've been watching Game of Thrones a lot, so I feel like Daenerys Stormborn, okay? I'm the unclockable, the unbirthed, the mother of the dragoons, okay? So that's how I'm going up in here to lead the 7 kingdoms. Let's see how it goes.
Well, thank you so much for joining me, Shangela and Milk.
Cool, thank you so much.
Of course, be sure to check out this season of RuPaul's Drag Race All Stars, premiering next Thursday, the 25th on VH1. Thanks for watching.
Bye.